got back to back talk stories. Today we're going straight b-ball with Braddah Evan. This is gonna be a good one, dude. I've been following this guy for a little while. Yeah, we used to talk straight basketball, positive high, b-ball, his journey, youth coaching, and yeah, we're just gonna vibe and talk about his journey, about just him growing up playing basketball, him coming up and playing college ball, and then yeah, just kind of diving into everything that he's doing with his New York hoops school and all the good stuff. But yeah, we'll get Braddah on pretty soon. In the meantime, let me move this computer real quick. Meantime, let's listen to the Mad King some always real quick. But yeah, I get some kava. Oh, there's Braddah Man real quick. But morning kava, fast kind. You know what I'm saying? Morning kava real quick. But yeah, thank you guys. Love you guys. Let me just drink it. Oh, there's a request. I got you, bro. Fast kind kava. All right, let's get Braddah on here, bro. Cool. And as you guys are jumping on, shout out where you stay, where you from, and yeah, we just can vibe. All right. Yep. Mahaloz, guys. Everybody jumping on early morning. Yep. Hey, if you need kava, I got you. DM me. Oh, what's up, brother?
Serge, what's good? How you doing?
Good, dude. Just vibing. You know, we got the time
The
zone is
energy.
always tricky, so I'm glad that we had our time to talk story real quick. Let me fix my thing real
Yeah.
quick. But
Where
yeah.
where,
But I was
where are
just
you
saying,
located out of right now?
uh, like the Beam Sacramento.
Fire. Hey,
Yep, yep.
hey, our Knicks are looking good this year, let me tell
Dude,
you.
you know what's crazy? We'll dive into that. My son has become a huge Jalen Brunson fan, dude.
I
Like
love
legit
that.
freaking for his birthday a couple weeks ago, we got him two jerseys, Jalen Brunson jerseys, and then we're already planning the Knicks are coming here to play the Kings on March 10th. So he's fucking super stoked. But
It's a must
yeah,
watch.
hey, we're gonna dive
Let's
in.
do
But
it.
yeah, so much love, guys. Everybody jumping on live. Much mahalo. Super stoked to have Braddah Evan here as my Stay Rooted Talk Story guest. So, Talk Story back home in Hawaii is basically just conversations, organic conversation between coworkers, friends, family members. It's just a free flowing talk story. Like I just wanted to get to know you and connect circles. But yeah, dude, just want to give you the floor for those who aren't familiar with you, who you are, where you from, and how you're spreading positivity and aloha in the world
Yeah,
right now.
yeah, let's do it. Yeah, so my name is Evan Sarakis. I'm from New York. So right now based out of Bayside, Queens, New York. The company I founded is New York City Hoop School. What we do right now is we have a training academy. We have two locations. We run conferences, camps, events, and what we're looking to do here is we're looking to reshape how the basketball industry in New York is. So, for example, anyone could become a trainer or coach at a snap of a finger. What we're going to be looking to do with New York City Hoop School is we're going to look to raise the standard, create trainer and coach certifications. We're going to use New York City as a testimonial. We're going to spread it across the USA, and then we're going to change the game of basketball around the world.
Hell yeah, love that, dude. Yeah, it's solid. Like I've actually been diving in because I actually just started coaching
But that's
my
time, yeah.
son's youth basketball team. Yeah, it's I'm going on. So the league we have, it's an open rec league, but it's competitive league, but it's open to like all levels, which I love.
Yeah,
But yeah, I've been doing it, and we have 3 seasons per year, and this is like officially going into my second year, and like it's pretty addicting, dude. Like I grew up like just hooping on the streets and stuff. I never played organized basketball until like high school. Like I didn't even know about organized basketball until I made the basketball team. Yeah. And then yeah, I was just playing on the streets and stuff, and like just the joy, and like that's my thing as far as like the joy, but also like playing basketball not necessarily the right way, but teaching him, for me it's like mindset, attitude, basketball IQ, and skills. You know what I'm saying?
for
Not just
sure.
focusing on the skill work, but also like playing the game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like go hoop with some friends, or even like
And I would
wait if you want to go
add to the
AAU.
movement side of things too. It's so underrated. I always say too,
Yep,
it's like exactly what you just said, but also like the movement side. Nobody values their body, especially at a young age.
yep,
These kids just jump in and work out. Like start developing the right
Yep.
habits. Like get on court early, 15 minutes, movement.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Prime your body, then you perform better.
Yep,
Yeah.
100%, dude. Yeah, and then yeah, I just wanted to do it just like you mentioned as far as I know it's for, most youth leagues and stuff, it's, volunteer
Hmm.
dads and, moms or, guardians want to just help and teach, but his first coach that he had was like I was like, "Oh man, uh I don't think we should be planting that seed. I don't think you should be teaching that kind of stuff as far as like for example, they were doing corner shots and then they're saying use the backboard. And then I was all like, oh, okay.
Yeah, agreed 100%, and that's the whole
Yep,
vision of it. Like for me, I love when people want to become trainers and coaches. Like it's a
yep,
calling. Like we're serving kids,
yep.
we're bringing positivity to them. But people want to become doctors and just don't just become a doctor at a snap of a
Yeah, yeah,
finger,
yeah.
or they don't
Yep,
become a teacher, right? They get degrees and they get a knowledge base because at the end of the day, what we do as trainers and coaches is like we have their dreams in our
yep,
hands, and we got to
yep,
recognize that power.
yep.
You know?
Exactly, dude. Yeah, it's super powerful too. As far as like for me, it's like even like I guess it's semi imposter syndrome a little bit. Like when the kids call me coach, I'm like, oh, like, it's like, oh, technically I am their coach, but it's like I legit just started. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm just like I'm basically winging it. You know what I'm saying? So like I haven't taken any like certification courses or anything or like actual like workshops via like basketball coaching. I've done it in the past as far as like high school growing up coming into like college and stuff and all this other stuff. But actual like coaching, like this is my first time. But yeah, it actually feels pretty good just to like. Plus, it got me hooping again.
Yeah.
Basically, like yeah, I took a. I was like I shoot around, play freaking at the park, whatever. But since I started coaching my son and his teammates, I'm all like, all right, dude, let me one I can get back into. I call it my positive high growing up, the childhood joy of just hooping. But also, it's like I want the kids to know, like, hey, your coach actually knows some stuff and he can hoop. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
it's not like I'm not like the best, but I can hold my own against
Yeah, and
other dads, I think.
you know what I love too is especially when we're on court, like I always say we best lead by example.
Yep,
And so whenever I see kids like not going hard on the drills, I'm like, I'll start jumping, I'll do like 3, 4, 5, 6 reps, and they're like,
yep,
whoa, whoa, whoa. They get like all like, especially the young kids.
yep.
And that's so by us being in great shape and being able to hoop, now we could lead by example with that, which I love.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
100%, dude. It's yeah, it's crazy. I'm trying to freaking hoop till I'm like till I can't. You know what I mean?
same.
But yeah, as far as your journey, dude. I know you're in New York and stuff, but have you always had a basketball in your hand since you're a toddler, or was it more of like
Oh yeah.
later on in life you started to hoop, or like what was your basketball journey like,
100%.
dude?
Yeah, so my dad was a high school coach, and from the second I was born, my dad was coaching, my brother was playing, and so for me, basketball literally was in my hand since I was born, right? Like if someone told me that I can't play basketball or teach basketball right now, that's like pulling my heart out of me. You know what I mean? It's like a
Shit.
part of me. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy. But so I played, I would go to all these basketball camps and I would go to my dad's practices and watch my brother play, and my basketball was pretty much my life growing up. And what happened was when I was in high school, I was a freshman in high school, and like everyone always has that moment, like I gotta really start taking this, to the next
Yep.
level. That's when my really like deep dive into the basketball knowledge began, my freshman year of high school. Then I started seeing results for myself, found a workout partner, then that's when my training career started to begin as well. And then from that point on, it's just been playing and training at the same time, and now I'm on year 8.
Hey, let's go, dude. Hell
Yeah,
yeah. That's sick. No,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
all. And then, yeah, I'm actually scrolling through. If you guys have questions, there's a little question box on the bottom right. If you guys have any questions, just let us know because people are jumping in and we can't keep track as far as everything. But no, yeah, that's solid, dude. It's yeah, that's how we got Elijah started. Like as far as we have him try like he's 10 now, but we had him try all different types of stuff and everything, and like he just kept gravitating towards basketball. You know what I'm saying? And then yeah, and I think was it last year or I forget when it was, but I asked him like, hey, dude, like, because he knows I fucking love basketball. So I was like, hey, are you doing this because daddy likes basketball, or are you doing this because you genuinely like and enjoy playing basketball? He goes, oh no, like I like playing basketball. I play at recess with my friends, and yeah, I
Hmm.
just I like it. So I'm like, okay, let's keep going. You know what I mean?
I love
So,
that. Does he do
but
any other sports too? I'm huge on the cross training for youth athletes.
yep,
Like even inside my academy, like I'll have them play soccer for 5 minutes.
yeah.
Just like, have a soccer ball, work on their footwork. Did he do any cross training, maybe swimming or
Yeah, so, we had him do swimming and stuff. Swimming, other sports as far as like team sports. No, it's just mainly like swimming and like him just like running around at the park, climbing trees and stuff.
I
You
love
know what I mean?
that. No, that's
Yep,
great.
yep, yep. So plus, I'm born and raised in the islands and stuff. I'm pretty hippie, so I like climbing trees and stuff, and like just like
I love
being
that.
out, running around barefoot. You know what I mean?
Oh,
But
I'm huge
yeah,
on that too. Like even me, like I'm always outside in the sun. I've got, I'm barefoot in the grass. When I go to Greece, I'm at the beach, all day. Like I love that.
hell yeah, no, that's freaking that's
Hawaii's
sick.
next.
Was
Yeah, it's
that?
on the bucket list. Hawaii's on my bucket list.
Oh
I was
yeah,
actually
got you,
planning on
dude.
going in November, but I ended up, picking up the academy full time, so I wasn't able to do it. But I'm gonna be going soon. Yeah,
Dude, yeah, we just booked our flights back home, so we're gonna go Maui, Oahu, and Kauai. So
really
yeah,
cool.
if you ever change your mind, we're gonna go the end of the month, like Thanksgiving time.
That's
So
awesome. Nah, good for
yeah,
you. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't be able to go. Now I'll be in Greece this summer. Probably next November I'll
yeah,
be there.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's the thing about I just had this thought like basketball itself, like as a sport, it's pretty crazy how like you can just because I made so many friends like growing up,
Hmm.
even like I went to University of Hawaii, so like doing the intramurals and stuff, playing open gym, like I just made a shit ton of friends like, who I'm still in contact with. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And like me and you were connecting through basketball. You know what I'm saying? And you're in New York, and I didn't know you existed till like you know 5 6 months ago. You know what I mean?
100%. Yeah.
So
Basketball is such an amazing vehicle. And especially for any trainers and coaches listening to this, like we set up that environment too. You know what I mean? It's
yep,
crazy how like a high school season's coming up and the majority of kids that, I'm in contact with, they come out and they're like, I didn't have a good experience, and they go home like depressed after practice. Because like, yeah,
mm,
sure, they face adversity, but they face adversity all the time. It's how you kind of like communicate to them and what
yep,
environment you set up. And so I always say it's creating an environment that's filled with faith, love, joy, accountability, and respect. And
yep,
so even
yep.
too, like when I'm running my academy, like yesterday, I think it was the most fun these kids had ever had, like in their life on the basketball court. Like a parent walks in and they're like they have that little like, whoa, like what's going on here?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
why it's because it's an environment where they're enjoying it. And I think as
yep,
trainers and coaches, we definitely need to set that up more. But agreed, like for me, majority of my friendships and business relationships have came through basketball,
yep,
and like all the people that I'm even deepening those relationships with, hey, let's go to a Liberty game. Hey, let's go to a Knicks game. Hey, what are you doing tonight? And we're always like, basketball's like such a part of me. It's such a great connector, even as
yep.
players too.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, 100%, dude. It's yeah, like I got freaking I always get chicken skin or goosebumps whenever I have conversation with people. But yeah, especially like talking like b-ball. Speaking of environment and setting up basically planting the seed for like the youth as far as the love and joy for basketball. I saw something from Coach Phil Handy, who's like talking to like the youth coaches in general because this is gonna be a majority of their first experience in say like organized basketball, whether
Hmm.
it's like competitive or rec or you know what I'm saying. So it's like we have the power to plant that seed of like you said like
Yeah.
competitive joy, what I'm saying. But
We
yeah, it's yeah,
we are youth coaches are the most important. And like for me, I find it actually being the most difficult. For
mm,
example, like it's how do you so this is what actually like my little blueprint for youth coaches is like I always start with a message of the day, then it's
yeah,
teaching them coaching habits, so making sure they're giving you eye contact, paying attention. Then it's starting with movement. Then it's going through some like engaging fun drills to make sure their like attention span is
yeah,
there. So whether it's like, dribble knockout or something like that, or like competition ball handling, then I'm huge on like, all right, then you go into skill work and then have them play. But through the whole time, they're having fun, 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 fun. It's 100% positive. Because like when I'm teaching layups, for example,
yeah,
and we're doing left hand layups, they're probably going one for like 20,
yeah,
especially with a third grader that's like new. So how do you make sure that they're still having fun?
yeah,
It's having that positive environment. It's being able to, you know, before they even do the left hand layup drill, telling them like, hey, raise your hand if you made only two of these last week, and they're like me, and they're like, okay, so everyone's gonna struggle. So it's like being a youth coach to me is so difficult,
yeah,
and it's crazy because like majority of people, that's where like I'm gonna become a coach to go to youth coaches. But
yeah,
let's talk flip side. So like kids come in, they're having the best time ever. But now let's say like they're a newer coach and they're just yelling at the kids and
Yeah.
and focusing on like, "Ah, why aren't you making this?" I'm like, bro, they're in third grade.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Have them moving. You know what I mean? Make sure that they fall in love
Yeah.
with the game. Have them keep on coming back. And you know what? They're gonna get better. They're gonna enjoy it. And then now, when they get older and they have strength, when they even have the strength to make these shots,
Yeah.
now, or even the mental capacity to understand information, now you can
Yeah.
start teaching through it. But I think people, kind of need to understand that perspective about it.
No, yeah, and like just like understanding like they're kids, bro. You know what I mean? Like say like third,
Yeah,
fourth graders, like 8, 9, 10-year-olds, like they're legit little kids still. You know what I mean? But then like
agreed.
trying to people either watch like a lot of NBA or college or even just like stuff on Instagram. You know what I mean? Like oh yeah, skill work, all this other stuff. But it's like yeah, man, like though you're probably watching like high schoolers who've been balling since out the
Yeah.
womb. You know what I mean?
And it's a
So
combination too, because like I do so much skill work within it, and
yeah,
people don't even realize it. So like for example, like I'm working on how well, they move, in a curvilinear drive, right? Like
yeah,
I'll work on, their finishing ability and their shooting ability, but it's still just keeping it engaging and fun and positive.
yeah.
It honestly really like upsets me that, kids go to a practice and they leave, so they come in feeling like a 5 out of 10, and then they
Mhm.
leave, feeling like a 3 out of 10 when you
Yeah,
had the power and the ability to turn that 5 out of 10 to a 10 out of 10, and now you're
yep,
making positive impacts on their life.
yep,
But that
yep,
that's why
100%.
that's why to me, the certification vision is huge.
Yeah. Hey, when you get that stuff down, dude, let me know because I'll freaking sign up for sure. Yeah,
Sweet.
you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
I'll
Yeah, because
definitely keep you in the loop.
yeah, hell yeah. And then that's crazy. I had a thought, a memory from last week's practice because basically what we do for our league that I'm in, there's 4 teams, but we share half court, and then after that we combine. But I was talking to the other coach, and he was like, "Hey, I noticed like a majority of your kids always come to practice. Like, how do you make them come to practice?" Then I was all like, "Oh, I mean, I just keep it competitive and fun." He was like, "Oh yeah, because I think sometimes I scare them because if they don't run back during the game or whatever, I threaten them with suicides for practice." Then yeah, dude, I was all like, I mean, if my coach told me I'm gonna do suicides, I'm not gonna freaking, and I'm a little kid, you know what I mean? I'm probably not gonna want to come and like suffer, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then, yeah, oh, go for it.
No, I was about to say, and it's so hard finding that
Yeah,
balance. Like, it's crazy because like when a kid comes down, so let's say a kid came down to my training session 6 months ago, my tonality, tone of voice, the way I hold them accountable is night and
yeah,
day different.
yeah,
Because like I would like it takes experimenting and growth through that and saying like I tried that accountability approach where like, I'll scream at them, but then I realized they just shut down.
yeah,
And so what's the other like route that you could go down? It's actually just lifting them up. Be like, telling a kid, because I also deal with kids too, like that, might have some ADHD.
yeah,
So it's telling that kid like preemptively like engaging them before the session even
yeah,
begins. Like showing them love and showing them that you care. Like the coaching does not just start when you're
yeah.
on court. It's coaching beforehand too.
Oh yeah,
And it was what that I'm trying to get there with that is like it's a growing experience getting to that point, and I'm still growing through it. Like I'm not perfect, but I think if we can have like at least the majority where it's like positive, 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 and then throw in a
yeah,
negative instead of it
yeah,
being negative, 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 and it's like, dude, like they're gonna leave with a frown,
yeah, yeah,
and that's not what we're trying to do here,
yeah,
you know?
yeah, 100%. Yeah, because I kind of because this is what one, two, three, fourth. I think fourth season, fifth season coming in, and like I'm kind of finding my flow too. As far as like in the beginning, yeah, like, exactly like you. Like, all right, cool. Like especially if it's like majority of the kids they get to request to be on my team. So but yeah, so basically new kids also like I said like, all right, who's first time on my squad or coach's squad? They raise their hand. I was like, all right, who's been with me before? I was like, okay. It's like how many times or how many seasons have you been with me? So I'll point to say my son. You know what I'm saying? Oh, 3. All right. What about you, Christian? It's like, oh, 2. I was like, okay. It's like you guys are the leaders. You guys know our
I
culture and like
love
how
that.
coach actually coaches. You know what I'm saying? You guys are now gonna help the newer kids, and then I tell the newer kids like, hey, like we're all here to learn. We're all here to grow. There's some kids that are high level that have been playing basketball forever. Some of you just beginning. But we're all here to grow, and everyone's gonna get playing time. But the main thing is putting effort. You know what I'm saying?
I
And
love
then
that. Yeah.
yeah, and then there it's yeah, same thing. Like I kind of go uh I guess less stern in the beginning, kind of free flow, boom, 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 seeing what they can do, see how
Hmm.
the kids mesh and stuff. I do extra practices at the park, but then we're actually tapping into playoffs next week. So like I told the parents and the kids, like, hey, as we come closer to playoffs, we're gonna start ramping things up, and coach is going to be a little more strict and a little more stern because I have a higher expectation for you guys because we've been working on XYZ, you know what I'm saying, for this whole season. Now it's the expectations are higher.
I
So, but
love
yeah.
that. And it's always too like because how old are those kids you said that were like eight
Uh,
or nine?
so I have 10 to
10 to
12
12.
year olds, but the
10 to
past two
12.
seasons before was 8 and 9.
Really cool.
So,
One thing for me, cause like every night I'm dealing with like literally like different like just age
yep,
groups. So like I get to see each phase. Like for me, I'm big on that ramp, like 100%. Like if you're in season and you're like ramping up to the playoffs, it's great to get like stern. But to me, I'm like, what about if we had a longer term perspective and saying like they're still in fifth grade,
yep,
like we can start getting super stern like when they're in seventh or eighth grade, a couple of
yep,
years down
yep,
the line. Because
yep,
I'm even too like I see like imagine there's a playoff coming up. So like for example, like let's say is there CYO by you? Like there's
yeah,
CYO playoffs, whatever it is.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so like a lot of coaches like will shift their gears. Where like they'll have fun in the beginning, and then they'll really ramp up to get it super super strict,
mm,
and then like they'll cut their whole rotation because like their focus is winning. But I always say too like they're human beings first.
yeah,
And so like they're gonna enjoy the beginning of the season, but then towards the end of the season, you're gonna cut your whole rotation, make the practices negative, and then now it's not as much of a fun environment, and then the kids are unhappy. Like, the one thing that I forgot to mention before, and I'll throw it in here too, is like I call it like the human athlete sport pyramid. So it's like they're
mm,
human first, athlete second, and then sport third. I feel like if we always keep that perspective, even when coming stern, it's always like attaching it back to like, yeah, because we're trying to lock in and focus on the
yeah.
championship and like teach life lessons through that. Um, but really good stuff here, coach. Can you tell me a little bit more about like how you structure your team practices?
Oh, for
Yeah,
myself.
yeah.
Oh shoot, yeah. So basically for the structure, like in the beginning, it's basically they're all coming in and then just shooting around, having fun and stuff. So basically, I just let them shoot around for like the first like 2 3 minutes or so, and then from there I get them all together, and then we talk about what we're gonna do for the practice, or say if it's at the park, I have a whole hour. If it's with the league, I have just 30 minutes basically. So yeah, and then kind of talk. If we had a game, you know, prior, I kind of talk about what we did well during the game, and then things that we need to improve on, and then basically we just and then we warm up, and then from there, I kind of it depends on if we really need to work on like defense or offense or communication or whatever. But I try to do like split like 15 minutes defense, 15 minutes offense.
Awesome.
Yep,
Hmm.
yep, yep. So there, and then yeah, so let them kind of loosen up, have fun together for like 2 3 minutes, and then like I said, we only have like 30 minutes at the gym, and then come together, we talk, uh, recap about the game, things that went well, things we had to improve, both offense and defense, and then uh, I tell them, all right, defense, we needed to work on talking. You know what I'm saying? So even if you're on the baseline, I want you to like still talk. You know what I'm saying? Or like offense, like, hey, we're kind of stagnant and not really moving. So like, hey, let's focus on. We'll do a 3-on-3 drill where we're passing and screening away, or just moving. You know what I mean? But yeah, so kind of just focusing on at least like one thing on defense, one thing in offense, and then just dialing it
I
in
love
based
that.
on our past game. And then yeah, and then after that we just freaking the main director brings the two teams together that's sharing the court, and then he does a full practice. And then
Sweet.
yeah, and then the main thing I tell him too is like, hey, when you're with coach, the director, pay attention to what he's saying, but also pay attention to the people on the court, see what they're doing well, and see how they can improve, especially your teammates. You know what I mean? Like, so when they come off the drill, like cheer them on, be like, oh, hey, that was freaking solid. You know, dap them up, whatever. That was
Yeah,
solid. You know, good layup. Or it's like, hey, next time, like do you know a pump fake drive, or you know, just at least cheer them on, or like pick them up. You know what I
sweet.
mean?
No,
So
I love
yeah.
that. Yeah. One thing I would challenge you with this is and it's been my new favorite thing is message of the day.
Mm,
Like
okay.
I start every session with a message of the day and like I'll come and plan and it could be as simple as like what is confidence? And then it'd be like
Oh
raise your
shit.
hand if you feel confident or it's, you know, raise your hand if you feel like you're a good teammate. And then I teach through that. So I always come in with a message of the day. And what kids have been doing is they actually really look forward to the message of the day.
Oh shit.
And
Okay.
it's also like our opportunity too to like teach them life.
Yep.
But it looks like we have a question here.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah. Coach
so,
Les.
yeah.
So he
So what
goes,
does it say here? Yeah,
oh
you got
yes.
it.
So before you teach any zone or zone presses, do you make sure your team has all of its man principles down? I'm taking over a team that played all zone with no clue on closeouts, gaps, angles, etc.
Ooh, can I take that
Yeah,
one?
yeah, go for it. Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah. That's all you do.
Yeah, so for me, 100%. I'm huge. So I've got a full man-to-man defensive philosophy, and to me, it connects to zone principles. It's really unfortunate that, especially at youth ages, majority of programs are just playing zone because kids can't shoot. And sure, maybe it helps you win games, but it's not setting them up for success when they get to high school and college and so on. So I'm 100% big on teaching man-to-man principles. So whether that be, applying ball pressure, the defensive stance, shading techniques, anticipation, closing off gaps, staying in front of defenders, rotating, like all those little things that go into man-to-man defense. If you teach those things to those youth athletes, and then and that usually does take about a month, 2 months,
Yep.
3 months. You'll find that when you eventually do zone, they will be 10 times better. And the last thing I'll say about that too, and then we'll go to you, coach, is when I work with athletes, a new athlete, I would say 80% plus don't understand basic shell,
Mm,
meaning like they don't understand help side
yeah.
positioning. They don't understand how to close out properly. They don't understand, how to communicate, and it's tragic. And so especially if they're a varsity team, if you want to set them up for massive success, I would spend, 1, 2, or 3 months on those man-to-man principles, and it'll set them up for so much success in the future.
Hell yeah. No, yeah. That's the one thing because we're for us like we're a 10 to 12-year-old division, but it's like 90% 10-year-olds. So they're all like smaller kids. And part of me was like, shit, dude, we could go zone, but I was like, nah, let's just like get them ready, keep them going, man. And one of the things that they were struggling with was that help, but also like help the helper. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we spent like 2 weeks just like uh working on communication, but also like help. But I said like, hey, the paint right here inside, that's your house. Don't let the intruder come into your house. You know what I mean?
Love
So
that. Yeah,
then,
protect
yeah,
the
getting
paint.
up
Yeah.
there, it's like kind of verbiage too of like keeping it, I guess like fun, but also relatable. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's kind of and then doing more research and stuff. YouTube, seeing stuff, and like yeah, there is like hybrid. I saw some like hybrid like man zone type stuff. You know what I mean? So it's pretty cool how like everything's connected. You know what I mean? So
100%. Yeah, everything really is connected. And I'm so big on long-term perspective as well. And we've been talking a lot about youth coaches and stuff like that,
yep.
but it's really tragic that a lot of people just take like the easy way out and be like, all right, sit in a 2-3 zone.
Mm,
And I'm just like, guys, like we're just like, avoiding the opportunity we have to teach these athletes for success in the future.
yep.
We're like, all right, just go sit in a 2-3 zone because everyone knows how to go in a 2-3 zone. But
Yep.
why don't we just like deep dive into our education and saying like, all right, let's provide value to these athletes. Let's teach them the right defensive principles that'll now take them and set them up for success. Not today, not for this season, but if it's a third grader, fourth grader, let's set them up for success when they get to high school.
Yep.
And it's hard teaching those things to youth athletes and engaging
Yep.
them. But that's the
Yep.
beauty of being a coach, and that's the challenge that we have to take up. And that's why I'm huge on like raising the standard for trainers and coaches.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because think about the positive ripple effect we could have on these kids. You
Yep.
know?
Yep. 100%, dude. Yeah, because I was also thinking about it too. I was like, oh man, like, because we're gonna be here. I'm in Elk Grove, which is like 20 minutes outside of Sacramento. It's like a nice little suburb. But yeah, I was like, damn, like, if Elijah and like his friends like keep playing together, and then if they reach high school, and most of them are in the same area, so I'm like, dude, if they keep playing, if they want to keep playing, and then if they make the high school squad together, I'm like, damn, they'll be playing together since they were like 9,
Yeah.
10 years old. So I was like, that's pretty dope, dude. You know what I mean? And then yeah, just kind of seeing it, and like I said, I just started. You know what I'm saying? As
Cool.
far as coaching, even organized basketball, I only started in, like, high school. You know what I mean?
Sweet
I just
though.
played, street ball. I was raised in the early 2000s, so street ball was big, and one and everything. So going into like organized basketball with the refs, traveling, I was all like, oh shit, it's a totally different beast than like
It's an insane
playing
market.
street ball. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
and it's grown too fast in my opinion.
yeah.
Like the AAU has really like been scaling very, very fast.
Mm,
And unfortunately it's not being built on a good foundation.
mm,
And so like even like there's no AAU certification,
yeah.
or even if there is a USA basketball certification, it's like there's not enough knowledge to like, elevate a coach. And to me it's, AAU is really on its compound effect where like, almost every kid is playing
Yeah.
AAU
Yeah.
and the foundation is not set for them yet. And so
Mm,
what's happening is we're playing a lot of bad
yeah.
basketball,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And I really hope that, and this is part of like my mission too, and what we're trying to do is try to like, make impact with that.
Hmm.
Because again, like, I keep on reinforcing the vision, but like, it's like part of me to spread it. It's like, imagine that we actually like certified some of these AAU coaches too.
Yeah.
Like, think about like what the game would look like
Yeah.
and the level that it would be playing at,
100%, dude. Yeah, because for me, it's like I said, I just started youth coaching this past year, so like I've heard of the AAU and everything like that. But as I'm diving deeper into like researching more online about just youth coaching in general, or just coaching in general, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I've been seeing that a lot. That sentiment of like AAU is kind of like uh watering down
It's
the basketball. You know what I'm saying? Because
it's
like,
only
yeah,
gonna
I
get
was
more.
like, yeah,
Yeah,
it's crazy because my bad. I just saw like I was like, yeah, how do you start an AEU team? And I was like, you can just like start it out of the blue, dude. Like I was like, if you had the money and then you just form a team, I was like, oh shit, is that easy? What the hell? You know what I mean?
yeah, and
So
it's really tragic too, because like a lot of people like aren't like you're either gonna be in the business of impacting lives or the business of making money.
mm,
And to me, it's a lot of people have made the decision. A lot of AAU programs is let's have as many teams as possible. You know what I mean? It's X dollars. Ah, we're looking for coaches. Then they just get these random coaches, and then now bop bop bop, and it's so crazy. And as I mentioned, like AAU's on its compound effect. So I literally saw it from like when it was like just really like starting to ramp
yeah.
up, and then like it's going going going. Like AAU is here. Like it's really like taking
Oh
like a
shit.
rocket
Yeah.
ship where everyone's becoming an AAU program, which is great. The game is growing,
Yeah.
but without the right foundation, it gets shaky,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
But coach, just a heads up, I got about, 5 minutes
No,
here.
mine is cool. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's cool, dude. Yeah. This is perfect, dude. That kind of reminds me of like, cause I'm still coaching health, fitness, and wellness. It's the same thing as far as like uh, personal trainers or fitness coaches. Like there's like certifications where you can just like freaking online from Groupon, and you can start like training people. You know what I mean? But it's like for me, whenever I dive into something, it's my, I guess, the ADHD in me, the hyperfixation. I was like, all right, let me fucking just get all in. Let me learn as much as possible and like just
same.
go in, dude. So like now that I'm coaching and stuff, it's like, all right, let me like talk to as many people as I can who I feel aligns with
I
my
love
vision of
that.
coaching. You know what
So
I'm
much
saying? So, but
respect for that too. And I'm the same way, by the way. Like I have that same like compulsive, like I need to learn everything.
yeah,
And for me, the more I learn, the more I realize I don't know.
yeah, yeah,
You know what I mean? Every year that I'm like getting better as a trainer, the more I'm realizing I'm like, man, like I have a lot of shortcomings. I got to be better. You know what I mean? Whether it's like the skill side, and then it was the coaching side,
yeah,
and then it was like my tonality side. And to me, now my new thing has just been like towards the faith.
yeah.
You know what I mean? To me, like reading the Bible every day and like possessing more
Hmm.
to be able to you can't teach what you don't possess.
Yeah.
And so for me, like realizing that like basketball is a vehicle to like impact lives, that to me has been like my favorite new focus point and diving into because, if we can use basketball as a vehicle for kids to reach their full potential, not just on the court, but in life, I think it's a nice, perspective for people.
Hell yeah. No, this is solid. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Sam. Sam. Yeah. I'm gonna post this on YouTube, but also I'm gonna do little clips and stuff as far as I found this AI program that
Really cool.
cuts interviews and stuff. But Yeah, bro. I know you said we got 3 more minutes. You
Yeah.
gotta jump off soon, but uh, as far as I know, you shared a lot of message as far as what you're trying to do, how you want to impact kids' lives via basketball. But as far as people tapping into you, working with you, you and your program and all this good stuff, how can you do that?
Yeah, so just follow me on Instagram at Evan Sarakis. I run camps at the end of the summer. So a big one everyone's been asking me about, I expect it to be sold out pretty fast, is the defense camp. I did a 25-hour defense camp and I've been rolling out a lot of defense content. So I do some summer camps there. If you want to train with me in the academy on Monday through Saturday in New York. And my new thing too is going to be doing these conferences. So we just had a conference in the past September. We'll be having another conference next year. And then lastly, be on the lookout for the certifications. They're going to be rolling out soon. We've got a monster vision to make a positive impact on the game. So if you follow me on Instagram, we'll be rolling things out pretty
Yeah.
fast.
And then one last thing, I like asking one powerful question based on our conversation.
Hmm.
Uh, as far as like for myself, being a newer coach, jumping in and really teaching and trying to thrive. You know what I mean? What's one thing or one piece of advice that you can give, say, a parent or guardian who wants to really do their best and impact the lives of these kids via basketball?
Oh yeah, my favorite thing is, understanding that pyramid that I discussed. So it's human, athlete, sport. If you're a player, you're a human first, athlete second, sport comes third. So that means you got to value your mental health. You got to value, how you wake up and you anchor your mornings, how you operate. That's first. Then it becomes you as an athlete, taking care of your body, and then the sport comes after. To me, a lot of kids have that aligned where if they have a bad game, then they think they're a bad person. You are a human first. Same thing for a trainer and a coach. Like
Yeah.
you have to value yourself too as a human first, but also the people that are in front of you. Value them as a human first, then as an athlete, then as a player. And the same thing as a parent. You're either going to be a parent where you can love your kid or you're going to be their coach. A lot of times, a lot of people choose to be the coach, and then their kids, start getting frustrated, and then you start losing them. That father-son relationship or
Yeah.
mother-daughter relationship, whatever it is. It's understanding that, you love them, they're a human first, you got to value their bodies as an athlete second, and then the sport third. I think if we, as an industry aligned where we have that solid pyramid, we can make, positive impact where basketball is just a vehicle for people to reach their full potential. We teach through that, but we are human beings first.
Hey, let's go, dude. I knew our
Boom.
fucking top story would be solid, dude. Like
I enjoyed
seriously.
this.
Yeah, dude. It's before I leave, I was, looking at all your clips and stuff and like the shading technique and everything like that. I've
Oh
always done
yeah.
that, but I've never had like a word for it. I
Anything
jumped in a
you need.
36 and over Uncle League, and I had my first game. Offensively, pretty embarrassing. I missed the layups, but it's okay. But defensively, I was like, all right. I used all the stuff like you're talking about, shading and everything. I was all like, I'll shut his ass down, dude. I was like, yeah, let's go, baby. Yeah, I was like, plus,
Yo,
I'm like the smaller dude on the court, so like, it feels good. Yeah.
send me your email. I'm gonna send you my defense presentation I put together.
Oh
It's
shit, sick.
actually like the full philosophy
Yeah,
together, and I'll send you a few more from the conference. But I didn't do a great job teaching it, but like a lot of the teaching points are there. When you understand the full connection of the philosophy,
yeah.
it is really insane how powerful it could be.
Hell yeah.
So no,
No,
I'm happy
love you, dude.
to hear that.
And then last but not least, yeah. So if you guys have any questions, basketball related, anything, coaching, hit her brother Evan, dude. We gotta have another conversation. Hopefully next couple months or so, kind of just
For sure.
re-upping and yeah, you share whatever you have coming up as far as conferences, all this other good stuff, and because I do want to come to New York, especially since Elijah's a Knicks and a Kings fan, so
Awesome.
yeah.
No, let's make it happen. You let me know. I can help you organize things, open up my doors to you. So you let me know.
All right,
And
brother.
enjoy
Thanks.
Hawaii. I'm jealous. I'm jealous. I should have went this November.
Hey, no, yeah. Whenever you go, dude, let me know, and then
I'm gonna hit you.
like I
I'll
said, I
pick
still
your
have
brain for sure.
family, Oahu, Maui. We'll take care of you, dude, for sure.
Sweet.
Gee.
Appreciate you.
All right, guys. Much
It's good
love. Thank you
talking
guys
to
for
you.
tuning in. If you guys are watching the replay, either Instagram, YouTube, I will be posting more clips of our conversation. But yeah, we'll be having guests every week. I'll be doing a combo of basketball guests, but also Pacific Island reggae artists and just people who have influenced the world in a positive way through aloha and peace and love, dude. So
I
yeah,
love your
love
mission.
you, bro. I'll DM you after, okay?
Appreciate you. Have a good one.
Aloha.
Bye.